I'll be honest, ever since I've got War Room, the impetus to buy books has been pretty down.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
I like the fluff, but I'm not sure I'd sort of, actual cash money like the fluff.
PG points or fluff then?
Yeah, but books are double points.
PG digital. The fluff.
Yeah, I suppose I could.
Create solutions, not problems.
I need to have my mouse pretty much over the cough button for this entire episode. Yeah. Don't laugh, that's what I've been doing for half this afternoon.
We've heard some of it, so you've already seen them.
Right, so that's pretty much the whole thing planned out then, isn't it?
Jolly good.
We all ready?
Yeah.
Already. Only about an hour ago.
But are you ready now?
I'm ready now.
There may be construction noises, but there's very little I can do about that, so...
Kill the constructors.
I could, but I don't think it'd go down well. Actually, before I start...
We didn't say eat him, we just said kill him.
Thanks,
Fair
Owen.
point. Fair point.
I feel that's brought a lot to it.
Yeah, that's brought a lot. It's an interesting point of debate.
Right. Hello, and
Just
welcome
before we
to Elite
do
Cadre.
start,
Hello, and welcome to Elite Cadre, the gaming podcast that doesn't take itself too seriously. I'm Mike.
I'd like to interrupt this podcast.
You've already tried once, why not try again?
I'm Alex.
I'm Kurt.
Well, we seem to get through that fairly well.
Fairly well.
Where's Nick?
Oh,
Yay!
he's unavailable again.
Yay!
Oh, that's a shame.
Yay!
I know, the poor thing. Right, should we crack on this episode and sort of,
Wait. Where's Matt? Or has Alex already vetoed him?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think we're going guestless, guys. I mean, come on. Let's be brave. We can do this ourselves.
Excellent.
You say that.
Managed it for a while.
He didn't say well, Alex. He didn't say well. He said we could do it.
Okay.
It's true. Okay, we're going straight up with some new models that have been previewed on the PP website. First up, we have the Glacier King.
Yay!
He's got a horny arse.
Well said.
Yes, he does have several tusks or horns or whatever behind
Horny
him.
arse.
Yes, quite.
He's awesome.
Spiky and looks like some sort of dire troll.
Windswept as well.
Windswept and bohemian and interesting.
Hell yeah.
Fair enough.
That's how Mike likes his ladies.
Okay.
Moving on.
I think
Kurt,
it needs a waterfall effect off the crags at the top.
Waterfall and monkeys.
And monkeys. Not in the base. The basing was so 2000 and what year was that? 11. It's now we need full blown waterfall on the model itself, and
Okay.
small little outcropping of monkeys on the shoulder.
some sort of powered water feature built into the base.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Flashy lights.
There we go. So, Kurt, what are your thoughts on the model, given that it's your faction and all?
I love it. I think it's much better than the Mountain King. I'm so happy. He's awesome.
Are you not missing the dozens of little whelps hanging off the side and emerging from it, or...?
In no way, shape, or form. No, I think it's amazing. Also, I love the whole throwback to the original Diatro Mauler model sculpt. It's just got, it's just amazing. Just aggression and a ton of spiky icicles and just everything that trolls should be and colder.
Cool.
Indeed. Well said.
Yes. Quite.
So it is a little expensive, but then again, all of the Colossals and Gargantuans are, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of model there, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, absolutely. Given it's like the size of a normal Gargantuan, and then it's got an outcrop of ice just sort of jutting up from the back.
Yeah.
I think transporting it's going to be a challenge. I have to solve that one. But yeah, I'm definitely going to get one. I'm definitely going to paint it.
Yeah, that's
all you
going
need to do is just get one battle foam case for the Glacier King and the Mountain King.
Bargain. What, one for each, or one that carry both?
One should carry both.
Excellent. Nice. Ideal solution.
There is going to come a point where we are just going to need, like, the Wheelie KR suitcase. Just
It
like,
exists.
and here's my 35-point list.
Yeah. Here's the first model in this case.
Well, we'll talk about it a bit more, but I was at just a small event over the recent weekend, and someone in the event there had a list that was it's a convergence list, the Warcaster on multiple legs, Lucant, I think it is, with a Prime Axiom and 2 trans-finite emergence projectors. There's 3 huge bases in a list, which is pretty nice.
Having seen what one of my ETC teammates is currently planning as a Crix list, 3 or 4 huge bases does not seem unreasonable at this point.
No.
Okay. So, next one.
Overall, big thumbs up, I was just going to say. Yeah.
Yes. Well, we might as well move on to something else you'll probably give a big thumbs up to as well. And that is the release of the 3rd incarnation of Horlock Doomshaper.
The Dire Prophet and Scrollbearer.
Yes.
Yes.
Or Do Me 3 to his friends.
Do Me 3.
Well, quite.
Do Me 3, bigger stick.
Yeah, he seems to have got a bit more buff since the last time we saw him.
Yeah, he's not weighed down by scrolls. He's going to come out punching.
You think?
He's standing on top of a slightly crushed Creel Stone as well.
Yeah, he didn't like the way it was looking at him, I think.
So is your kind of idea for this that he's a bit of a melee beat stick then?
I don't think he's such a melee beat stick, but I don't think he's going to be quite the old man that he has been.
If only he could turn back time.
Well, he has always been pretty much the definition of old man stats for trolls.
He has been. Hopefully that will improve. Although, generally speaking, historically epic incarnations only have like 1 stat change, maybe 2 on a few occasions.
Maybe you go a bit. What's the Menoth one?
Resnick?
No.
Kraos?
The one who went epic, who was the old man. Siberius. Maybe he'll go a bit like that and get something like is it Wrath of God?
Oh yeah. Well, his basic stats were still very close, weren't they? But
yeah, but he suddenly became able to just kind of slice things in half in melee.
You think DB3 will have Engines of Destruction?
Not allowed.
Oh.
The model itself, though, does actually look like a very good sculpting. There's a hell of a lot of detail on there.
It does, I agree. And it's what's quite nice is that
pitching in the world.
Well, they said they were going to go away from any kind of scenic bases on epics, and here we are with Trolls and another one. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be a serious chunk of metal.
Yeah.
If it is metal.
Bit of both, probably. More models, a bit of both.
Resin and white metal. So some of it may well be resin.
Yeah.
Well, if it's listed as resin and white metal, some of it definitely will be resin.
Do you think?
That's fair to say.
Do you think? What's his face? The Menoth recent caster.
Oh, Anson Durst.
That's him. Red Hat. He's part resin, isn't he?
Yeah, his main body's resin, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so maybe similar.
PP do seem to be experimenting more with the alternate materials rather than just going, no, this will be metal. I mean, the first of the big ones we saw was Bradigus, I believe, where it's like, you're not making that in metal.
No.
At least not if you want people to assemble it and play with the whole model.
Very true. Yeah, so I'm also intrigued by the sneaky peeks of rules that we've heard on the. There's little bits hinted on the PP podcast around him having sort of a choice of 3 scrolls to be read by the scroll bearer if they're in base to base each turn. I'm sure one of them is like signs of importance for units in his control area, and another was, I'm not sure if it's one of the three or if it's in a where all his beasts heal D3 each turn. He's going to be just from that alone. He's like, that's just awesome. Looking forward to him.
Yes, he should be interesting.
When's the book formally out? Can you remember?
Not long.
The next couple of weeks.
Or two, yeah.
So it'll be on War Room soon. That'd be awesome.
Yep.
Well, I think Warren can cope with him.
Oh, if he's not got 26 cards, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still waiting on that update because of Haley.
D3 card 7.
7 cards. Haley Fukin with 7 cards.
I don't think it's quite that bad.
I thought it was 6, wasn't it?
Well, do me.
Ridiculous. Anyway, we're not talking about Haley at the moment. We can save that for the bit where we talk about the errata.
Oh, yeah.
The final preview was Ace.
It was Ace. Really
I would just go as far as we apologise for the Signal content in this podcast. Healthy stuff to do.
Well, he's a buck-toothed little hunter.
But he isn't. He's not got armor piercing. Yeah.
But he does have Magic Bullet. That's really all I need to say about that, frankly. Having played a game where Magic Bullet was ridiculous for me the other week, yeah.
Okay.
I appear to have killed the podcast. The sculpt's a bit weird, because it does say that he's meant to be a custom Jack, but he doesn't quite look like any of the other Signar lights.
More apart from a hunter.
Well, he's got the same basic weaponry as a hunter, but the gun doesn't look similar. The axe is slightly different, and the top half of the chassis is completely different.
I think that would be the character element there.
Yes, well, quite. So, but he's looking good, but I can't unsee the bucktooth now.
I can't actually see it from the image. I can kind of see what you mean, but it doesn't jump out at me like the way it clearly is at you.
The big silver thing right at the front of his face.
Yeah, but I'm not finding it as offensive as you clearly are.
It only became offensive when someone pointed it out to me.
Well, I'll point and laugh at it when I'm sure I see it across the table.
I'll paint it white and put arrows pointing towards it then.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
So you're playing Signar now then, Mike?
I am at the moment, yeah.
Oh.
You just
we apologise for the Signal players on this podcast.
Well, Nick left, so someone had to take over the mantle.
No, they didn't. No, they did not.
Well, I've been playing Epic Kane for a little while now.
That I approve of. I like Kane. He's a kind of exception.
And just the amount of stuff is like, yes, throw out a magic bullet and kill everything within 12 inches. Okay, your turn.
He's quite good at doing that, though.
Yeah, I'm finding very good at doing that. Although my last game was somewhat hindered by the fact that I didn't want to move Kane forward because my opponent had a very large CRA-capable unit and I've got no way of really blocking line of sight to him. And my opponent didn't want to move forward because Kane was there. So we just ended up kind of all circling each other around the flags. It was...
Did you start doing the Jaws music?
Not quite.
It jumped into my head.
However, I did win it with a cheeky thunderbolt off the flag when we were drawing on CPs.
Not cheeky Nando's.
No.
That would be ridiculous.
Cast a kill by cheeky Nando's is quite good.
Is that making an early reference to your event that you attended?
No. What?
Oh.
Okay. Well, with the models done, because we've talked about them, we should probably talk about the big news, which is the errata.
And the upset and the wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Depends who you ask, frankly.
Depends what faction you play.
Well, I don't play Signar, and I admit I own a few bits. I don't play Signal, so I was quite happy.
Yeah. Don't play Crix.
No.
I was going to say, it was more than just Signal that got the fix in. I mean, almost every War Machine faction has been troubled by the fact that Gorman has been altered.
Yeah, I was really gutted about that. Not.
Right, so we'll just run through some of the major stuff that's in there. The first one, of course, being that focus shake effects have all been changed to include 2 new statuses you can get rid of. One being Shadowbind, the other being Blind.
Oh, was that reference to what you said just now?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's funny, I almost segued into it.
Oh, professional-like.
Yeah. So, obviously, Shadowbind, the big one there, is going to be Epic Denegra's Feet, which Shadowbinds everything. You also got the Warwitch Sirens, the Coven, a couple of other bits and pieces.
Yeah, always handy for your 20-point Warjack not to get disabled and that so easily. Yeah. Hang on, I've said that a bit early. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it does.
Is that just on the focus shake, or does that affect Fury as well? Sorry.
Focus and Fury shake effects.
Focus and Fury shake effects.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you said just focus before.
He did say that, but
what?
No, it does apply to both. So no longer can you have a 2-point Gorman just walk up and blind a Colossal for an entire game.
Or Gargantuan.
Or Gargantuan, yes, quite. Interesting changes. I mean, I think Gorman is still worth the 2 points, undoubtedly.
Yeah. But he's not worth 6 like he was before.
Yeah. It's
What?
just gonna be,
you would have paid 5 points for him before.
I'd probably pay 4. But
Exactly.
yeah, you've being distracted now by sawing in the next room.
I'd say it sounds like a small, old-fashioned 80s computer game. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like Mario from like early 90s.
Hang on, give me a second.
We will absolutely not give you a second, Mike.
Damn no.
Please focus on the job at hand.
Right. There we go. So yes, you've got the change to Gorman keeps him powerful, and I think the change to Shadowbind also still keeps the stuff that's got that powerful, because it's still going to Shadowbind anything that can't shake with Fury or Focus.
And if you're shaking, you're still going to spend Fury or Focus, which you could use to attack.
Exactly. It's still a powerful effect. It's just not as game-breaking. Now, the thing people say is like, oh, it completely changes the body and soul matchup. It's like, well, does it completely change the body and soul matchup to be able to move your Warcaster and Warjacks, or Warlock and Warbeasts, into contest zones in front of a whole Crix army?
Is that a bad thing, though, that it changes that matchup?
No, it's not a bad thing that it changed the matchup. I mean, it had to be evened out some way because it was a bad match to play.
It's pretty absurd.
But the people who said, oh, it's completely unplayable, it's like, well, no, it's making them put their most important pieces now in places where you can just total them in a turn. But it also gives that player a chance at staying in the matchup.
Well, and a choice.
Yeah, exactly. Which is kind of what you want from this kind of errata.
I'm going to freely admit that I've been out of touch and I've got no idea what matchup you're talking about.
Oh, Body and Soul?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Lots of drudges, usually Nightmare and Deathjack, Epic Denegra.
Oh.
There's usually Mechanothralls kind of hiding out at the back somewhere, slowly gathering bodies through the entire game.
It's a Forces of Distinction Team Force, North Point.
Yes.
Why it's called Body and Soul. It's not just kind of a nickname, that is the actual name of the Team Force.
Yeah. It's very, very nasty, and it also enables the Crix player to start with their upkeeps on the opposing forces.
Ooh, that's quite nasty.
Yes, which means that you can have -2 arm on an opposing unit. You can have there's pursuit as well. So if that model moves, then something in your battle group can move as well, and it's pretty nasty to play against, and it will remain so. But
that is pretty horrible.
yeah, it makes it more of a game. I will say that.
Yeah.
So doesn't mean it's not still horrible to play against, but yeah. Pack Fury and Fury points have been changed as well. Although that's largely to do with the fact that now you can't kill off your own War Beast pack to reave Fury from it.
Could you before?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because it adds when a War Beast in a pack is destroyed by a friendly attack or as the result of damage transferred from its battle group controller, Fury cannot be reaved from it.
Right.
Similar into the way that normal Fury works on normal War Beast.
Back to going to as intended rather than some radical change.
Yeah, I think that's probably most people probably would have played it that way as well.
Yeah.
And just
However, I mean, if you do still want to throw something at that last member of the Beast pack and reave the Fury off that, go for it.
Okay.
Yes. Now the next fix in the errata document, it's the biggie. Epic Haley. Yes. Epic Haley no longer chooses the order of activation when she feats.
Nice.
And I think that's the fix everyone wanted. Well, except for Epic Haley players, but
Yeah.
So it's still a nasty feat because you're being essentially robbed of a turn.
Although I did think Mr. Bell's comments on Jamie Bell talking about on Lost Omens was quite entertaining. That it removes the responsibility away from him that he used to feel was a bit too stressy, of having to decide and get it right what order to activate, what order his opponent should activate. Whereas now it's just like, well, you just lose your movement or action. You can choose, knock yourself out, you'll go. Rather than
it also stops some of the weird clock shenanigans. Because Epic Haley players were literally having to take the clock onto their side of the table and going, yeah, I'll flick it between the two, don't worry.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, have you lost 10 minutes in my turn? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but that is absolutely huge. And it takes an extremely powerful caster and just knocks it down to very powerful.
I still like the idea that she must have compulsory flashing LED blue light on her head to play her in tournaments. My idea, I mentioned ages ago. I like that plan. I think if you can play it the old way,
that you can play on the desk as well.
Yeah, it's all. People did that, then I'd be happier with them doing all the other stuff.
Yeah. There's some minor fixes as well to Haley 3. Her temporal flux now only affects friendly faction models. So that's the +2 def while within 5 inches of a Haley.
Ooh.
And I don't know what the change made with the time projection thing was. All I know is that it enables them to allocate focus points to Warjacks and channel spells through them.
Okay.
I haven't got the original text because it's not in War Room.
Oh, yeah.
Can't tell what was changed there. There's some general sort of fixing of stuff that was blatantly wrong. For instance, the Trench Buster giving its flank to itself. Yeah, they changed that from flank trencher to flank another trencher.
Excellent.
Anson Durst has moved from continuous fire to damage type fire on Eruption of Ash. What else we got? There's been a fix to Bone Shaker. When the spell box is a living or undead, non-warcast, non-warlock enemy warrior model, you can immediately take control of the model and make a full advance with the enemy model, followed by a normal melee attack. Then the box model is removed from play. I'm guessing it's to do with the take control part, although I'm not sure.
3 strikes is what's different, I believe. It used to have
Yes.
an immunity to 3 strikes before, and it doesn't now. I was waiting for you to say it, and it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
you can take control of the model, it becomes your model, therefore it's eligible to 3 strikes, whereas before, I'm sure, I might be mistaken, but I thought it said something about there was a line in it or a clause about it being immune to 3 strikes, or I can't remember exactly what it said.
Well, up next is another one that pleases me greatly. The Pistol Wraith. Its chain attack death chill has been completely changed. Now, instead of inflicting death chill, it causes the model hit to become stationary.
Okay.
Which is very odd, because it now means that we have chain attack death chill on the Pistol Wraith, which causes stationary, and an attack that causes death chill on Epic Lilith, or Lilith 3? Yes. That is the old death chill.
That's a bit weird.
Yeah. It's a
that might be
change.
changed.
Pardon?
I have a feeling that might change.
Probably.
Or the name of one of them will change.
Yeah. However, again, it's a good change because this is another one of those things that said, oh, you have a Colossal? Okay, my 3-point model is just going to stop that moving. Or taking a meaningful activation.
Yeah, because you can't immobilize can't make stationary a Colossal, can you?
Yeah. Which, again, there seems to be like a focus on that through these errata. It's taking stuff that just takes stuff out of the game entirely and changes it to this still has an effect, but not as great anymore.
It was good.
Yeah.
You spent 18 to 20 points on a model. You don't want it disabled, taken out. I mean, that's not a fun game either. At that point, you can argue competitiveness and all sorts of other kind of angles and things, but it is a lot less fun from a kind of general gaming experience when you've got a financially expensive model, but also 18 to 20 points depending on which faction and which model on the table, and for it to go, oh, meh. If it dies, it dies. That means somebody's put a serious amount of resources into killing it, but just immobilizing
or just a single furied black-eyed wrestler.
Okay.
That happened.
Wow.
That's why you're excited.
Wow.
Okay. Well, up next we have a slight change to Thyron for the Retribution, which gives his feat a duration. Because before he didn't have one.
Did it never end?
Yes, doubtless that is what some people tried to claim, but now it lasts for 1 turn.
It doesn't say that's 1 turn. It says it goes on forever. You're just going to die. Oh, clever.
And this War Machine hardback to your face is saying you're going to lie down now.
Yeah, or flip the table over and break it.
Yeah. Who could you be referring to there, Kurt?
I didn't flip the table. I did the striking with the heavy brick. I was very drunk and it was like 2 in the morning. In my defense.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah, table did disintegrate though. It did look like we'd beaten each other up on it.
Well, next
I'm just reassured the fact that the table was quite a cheap table, but
it really wasn't.
Didn't have very much value to it.
It really wasn't. Anyway, moving on.
Yes. Up next we have another fix of flank, because again, Sergeant Nick Verendry had flank steelhead when he was in fact a steelhead, so now it's become flank another steelhead.
Cunning.
I'm sure you'll be amazed to know that.
I am.
Now a fix that you must surely be in love with, Kurt. The Mountain King.
Oh, he's got assault.
Yes.
I don't think it's still not. If the Glacier King wasn't coming out, that might cause me to buy him. But I want Glacier King first, and then I might go back to Mountain King later, maybe. But I like the fact that you get two sprays off of him now, potentially.
What with assaulting in and then getting the kill shot?
Yeah.
It is interesting. I've seen it being played. It's got potential.
I tell you what, it has real potential with Gumbjorn, potentially. I mean, having 2 sprays in a turn makes you sort of think about having all his ranged attacks boosted for free. Well, under Gumbjorn, you just think, maybe, but don't know.
I do love that. One rule being added to a model that people hated is now making people not only consider that model they hated, but also the quote-unquote worst warlock in Trolls.
In the entire game, arguably.
That is quite the change.
Yes, consider. Not rush out and do, but consider.
Yeah. Okay, next change we have is the Siege Animantrax,
It means less rubbish.
which went from unplayable garbage in some people's eyes to, ooh, I must have one of these.
Unplayable garbage in everybody but Chris Cawthorn's eyes, I believe.
Yeah, if Chris Cawthorn actually gets some games in with this, he could be extremely dangerous with the Animantrax now. Because now not only can you boost with the tail, but you can do it for, well, anything.
But that's from spending the tokens that you earn by killing things, isn't it? They've also changed that.
No. The rage tokens, the ones you gain by taking damage.
Oh, but taking... yes. But taking
Yes,
damage,
and it also opens it up so that you can use your pain givers to whip the thing to give it rage tokens.
Which I think makes real good sense. It's really very scrawny.
Yep, it is absolutely fluffy, and it works, and it takes a model that, again, wasn't seeing play, and now people are going, ooh, actually, that might be a good idea. So I really like that one. I hope to see more Animantraces? Whatever. On the board soon.
I think that's the better of the two options.
Multiple Siege Animantrax.
There we go.
Smart.
Yes. The Archangel has an errata as well. Now, rather than being the weird activate Animus and then next turn stuff that ends within so many inches is set on fire and takes damage the turn after.
Yeah.
Which one's this, sorry?
The Animantrax Draconic Aura. Not Animantrax. The Archangel Draconic Aura.
Oh, okay.
I know what I mean.
I know what you meant.
Yes. Now,
Funny that, it's another model that's not really played very often.
It looks pretty, though. It looks very pretty.
Now it's just become models.
So what does the new Animus do, sorry?
I'm on strike now. That's it.
All I want to know, Mike, is what it does.
It's a pulse now instead of a weird aura that activates in the next turn when things move into it.
So just read the wording for me, Mike.
Enemy models currently within 2 inches
Mike,
suffer
sorry,
the fire continuous effect.
Within how many inches, sorry? Within how many inches, Mike?
Some.
Mike?
Told you I'm on strike.
Some. Is it 2 inches, did you say? Sorry.
Less than 7, more than 1.
4.5.
4.5. Okay. That would be
12.
Yes. I'm not sure for this one whether that's going to make people rush out and buy it, but
it's the Animus, isn't it? So other things can cast Animus. This is Animi.
I've still not actually understood what the change is. Sorry.
But if you listen,
do I really have to explain this again?
Just tell me what the new wording is.
How many times, Alex?
Just tell me what the new wording is.
I've read it out twice.
Yeah, I know, but I was interrupting you and I didn't hear it.
Okay. You sure?
I'm sure.
Positive?
Yeah.
One more time for good luck.
Just read it to me.
Enemy models, still with me?
Yep.
Currently within. Yeah?
Yeah.
2 inches of this model.
Okay.
Suffer.
Yeah.
The fire continuous effect.
What if they're immune to fire, though?
Then they don't.
then they won't take damage from it.
No, they're just not on fire.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, in like a Fiora
feet mini bubble, yes.
It wouldn't be very good, though, would it?
Yeah. But with it's anonymous,
okay.
so the caster can spend it too.
Yes, it's a self one.
Is that self? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's only the caster and the archangel that can.
And something else. What else can cast Animi?
Oh,
something else can't it?
I'm not sure that can do range self though, can it?
Oh, I'm not sure. Actually.
It's interesting. It gives that option for a warlock if they are engaged by lots of models, to set them all on fire. obviously not every single one's going to die, but if someone's just run stuff in to threaten your Warcaster.
It's more powerful on the 5-inch base, though, isn't it? 5-inch base.
Yeah, that's a hell of a long way out.
Yeah, I imagine it'd be quite good on L3.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
That's a 5-inch base as well.
Yeah, 2 5-inch bases. Way.
Yeah.
The Nephilim Bloodseer can cast it. It doesn't mention anything about ranged stealth there.
Okay.
What's that, sorry?
I thought
the Nephilim Bloodseer, which can use the animus of any friendly faction non-character war beast in its command range as if the animus were its own.
Nice.
So,
Yes.
I'm not sure you're going to sort of see people rushing out to do that one, but it's certainly in the playable region.
Yeah, I'm sure someone will eventually find a way to break it, and it will, as with all things, it might take a bit of time, but it'll probably be the next big thing.
Well, we've already got Thagrosh bringing the damn things back.
Yeah.
So,
Thagrosh isn't on a 5-inch base, is he?
No.
Large base, though. Oh, no, wrong one. Medium.
Yeah. We've had another unit type change on the... Yes. From that most played of units, the Grotesques, they're no longer Grotesque Raiders. Oh, sorry.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, the Blightedness Grotesques have become Grotesque Raiders. They are no longer Blightedness in the name. And the subtype is Legion Blightedness.
Good.
Which is very odd.
Legion Blightedness unit, I take it, yeah?
That implies there'll be another different type of grotesque unit coming.
They don't play the ones they already have, and why would you?
UA.
That's not a good reason. They don't need to change it to give them a UA.
No, they're going to get UA.
Playable, yeah. Or a character. Or a solo, rather, that could make both types of unit better.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, have you looked at the Grotesques?
I've seen the models. I haven't looked at the rules. I don't know what they do. I've just seen them.
They live up to their name.
Yeah.
They have one melee weapon, which is POW 10, with gang, so, but they're MAT 5, speed 5,
with gang.
Def 13, arm 13.
How many? Are they 4/6?
Yes.
Oh, there you are then. If they're 4/6, that's not bad.
Compared to,
I think generally accepted they are not very
Spearhead.
good at all.
They are fairly awful.
They are. But they are 4/6.
Speed 5 just kills them.
Oh my god.
Are they Cossite Woodsman bad?
Yes. Because Cossite Woodsmen at least have the advantage that they can do the... got the name of the rule now.
Dash
Assault.
in from the side thing.
No, not assault. Ambush.
Yes, that's the one.
Aren't we professional? Get us in our rules. It's amazing.
Yeah, for PGs
Dash
and judge
in
things,
from the
we're,
side things. Yeah, absolutely. What are the rules? I don't know.
So, and I think the last one in there is another Bone Shaker one that's been corrected. So overall, a very good selection of errata.
Yes.
I don't think you can really complain about it, to be honest.
Trolls gained, Cricks lost, and so did Signar. You just can't really fault that.
No Asphyxius, or Asphyxius 2 nerf, though, which is a shame for this errata. It's normally most erratas you get something to do with him, so...
Yeah, you can't use his model ever, kind of things, yeah.
Slowly bringing his power level down from what it was at the start of Mark II to playable.
Reasonable, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it's now a game playing against him.
Yeah. I won't go that far.
Okay, fair enough. Right, so that is the errata. I think we can safely move on from that topic.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Alex.
So, Mike.
You were at a tournament.
I was at a tournament.
Or several tournaments, in fact.
2 tournaments in one.
Yes. Do you want to talk about those?
Yeah, can do, I suppose. No, I was at the WTC, which featured the WTC itself, the World Team Championship, and also the WTC Solo Masters. I was primarily refereeing almost entirely refereeing the Solo Masters. We did finish a little earlier, so I did pace around the WTC room on the last round. But yeah, it was a a good weekend. Lots of international people there, which is good to see. But some of the
a world team championship, but you would have international teams there.
Yeah, well, you get the European Team Championships with teams from far afield as Scotland, so it's
Well, to be fair, Sheffield might as well be another country as well. So
yes. You also get the World Series of Baseball featuring teams from America.
Absolutely.
So
to be fair, the World Series is based off the name of a newspaper.
No one cares.
No one cares.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Just putting that one out there.
I think you've just been clever and smart ass at that point, and no one's really interested. We just care about them calling it the World Series and don't invite anybody else.
Yeah, douchebags. So yeah, it was a good weekend. I don't know. Is there any questions you've got or any?
How many teams? How many people turned up? How many countries? Facts, man, facts.
There were, I think it was just over 50 teams in the WTC. I wouldn't be able to quote how many different nations, but I know there was a team from China there.
I think you were lacking preparation for this entire report, weren't you, really? Let's be fair.
Sorry, I didn't really know what was expected of me.
Because we've never done a podcast for like 50 odd episodes, have we?
No, I've not.
No.
There were, in fact, 50 teams.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There were 50 teams. There's a team from China. Most other nations had a couple of teams. So you had the USA, Australia, Canada. Most of the European teams are there. Finland, Sweden, UK, England, Wales, Scotland.
UK, nice. Yeah.
UK. Northern Ireland.
I'm going to say I would support a team UK.
Yeah.
Because
United Nations.
Yes, there were 2 UN teams. One of
Yeah.
which was caused when the Team Ukraine had to drop out.
Yeah.
Due to ongoing circumstances in the region, I believe.
Yes, well, I believe one of the Team Russia players actually couldn't make it because he was called to the front just prior to leaving. So that was that made things quite real. But no, it was lots of people there, lots of new faces, lots of old faces. I don't really know. I'm not really sure what else.
I just think it shows a complete lack of preparation, Alex.
It does.
You should have had a spiel about this.
Let's jump to who was in the final then. Should we jump to that kind of
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll talk a little bit about the British team, shall we?
Just
They
one
were-
of the two.
There were 2 teams. I said the British teams.
English teams.
English teams. Sorry, yes, I
British,
do
English.
apologise. English teams, yes.
Anybody Scottish offended by this, the Welsh, I'm not going to entertain that. But anybody Scottish, I can give him his home address, it's fine.
Oh well, yeah.
I'm not giving it to Martin though. It's not happening. Martin, sorry.
No.
Carry on.
Things. I'm saying things.
Sorry.
Just trying to pull up the final results now. The England teams were in it, and then weren't in it.
This is spectacular.
This is amazing. This is amazing.
God.
Here we go. Full
You wanted
leaderboard.
to talk about this. You went on about it, and you've not even
I
put
don't
yourself
know
in France or anything.
I'm sorry.
Oh
I
my!
apologise for nothing.
If you don't sort this out, I'm going to start talking about Armada.
Armada.
Oh God! For the love of God, keep talking, Alex.
Anyway, we'll go to who won it. The final was against Team Finland Blue and Team Australia Wombat, who were arguably Team Finland 2 and Team Australia 1. So Team Australia were, I think, heavy favourites going into it, but Finland were, the classic fairy tale underdog. They'd knocked off a number of the bigger teams on the way through to the final, and played really, really well. Did very well. It came down to to give a bit of background, there's 5 players on each team, and a round is won by the team who wins the majority of the matchup. So effectively, you win 3 games in the matchup and you win the round.
The winning team being the team that wins. So that's what you said.
I was going to say it's very much the format that the ETC has moved to.
Yeah.
Because having 5 players means you actually have a proper result rather than having the weird power table or whatever they did for.
Yeah, that wasn't the most streamlined of streamlined processes to follow.
Yeah.
So the final matchup being streamed live on the internet. It was 2-2. I think it was James Morehouse. Is it James Morehouse?
It is.
James
I know it's Morehouse.
and poorly finished.
Yeah. So James Morehouse and a other Finnish player. It ended up with Kruger 2 playing against one of the Denegras. I'm not sure which one.
They all look the same.
Sorry?
They all look the same.
They all look the same. They all
Yeah, all
play
three.
the same.
Yeah.
It's definitely 1 or 2. I don't know which of those two it was. But he had Kruger 2 with Megalith's Animus on him. He had to throw Kruger 2 towards Denegra to reduce her defense. He then tried to get Megalith into her to put Weight of Stone on Denegra so Stalker could charge in and potentially kill her. He spent a lot of fury trying to hit and missed on multiple occasions. Then hit with his final attack, and I think he needed to do 8 or 9 or better on the dice roll to actually damage, and he basically equaled armor. And because Weight of Stone goes on damage, he didn't get that on, so he didn't get the Man's 3 defense from that. So the Stalker went in and couldn't get the job done. So a knockdown Kruger in front of the majority of a Crick's army wouldn't have lasted very long, so I believe James conceded at that point and gave the win to Finland. So disappointing for the Australian guys who came a long way, obviously, but in a game of dice, you sometimes get screwed by them.
Yeah, it happens in every game like this, to be honest.
Yeah. So I mean, the final kind of top 3 shook out to be Team Finland. It's Team Finland Blue was the actual full name of the team. Team Australia Platypus, so Team Australia 2 effectively, came in second through strength of schedule. Again, it's a tournament, and strength of schedule is prevalent and can sometimes screw certain teams and players over, which we're not going to in too much depth.
Much like dice, then, yeah.
And then a somewhat controversial result was that Team Poland, controversial at least for the English players, and I'll not go into too much detail, but Team Poland leaders came in third. There's a very controversial end to a game between Jamie Perkins and one of the Team Poland players that was never properly resolved, really, and a decision was reached and kind of applied to the game result, but I don't think people were particularly happy about it. Well, one particular person, at least.
At least one time at all these big events, you'll find something.
Oh, there'll be there'll be that misunderstanding, and particularly with an international event, you've got potential language gaps, and some people might not understand English as well as others, and some people will maybe use that to their advantage and maybe claim that they don't understand it as well, or
Are you trying to besmirch people from the northeast?
I am not trying to besmirch anyone. No, not even our what are they called, Geordie relatives.
I was actually I meant northwest, but then I said northeast by accident. I was meaning Jamie.
Oh, okay.
Jamie's
No. You see, it was unfortunate. But yeah. So Team Poland came in third. The English teams, the Team England Roses, which I believe were the. There is no 1 and 2, but I think if you were to put a number on it, probably Team 2. I think were the Roses. They came in 6th on 5 wins, and England Lions came 8th on 4 wins. So other teams of note: USA Stars came in 7th on 4 wins. USA Stripes 10th on 4 wins. I'm not sure are there any other teams you're interested in. Germany, they didn't do quite well. They were 5th. Australia won back with 4th, again on 5 wins. But yeah, impressive as well for Team England. Which was it? It was one of the Team England Roses finished the event with 80 control points. So over the games they played, that is quite a number of control points.
Yes.
It's something like 3.2 control points a game.
Wow.
I'm
And that's for every single player.
I expected the Swedish to do better.
Yeah.
They're a little lower than I would have expected.
Yeah, Sweden Dynamite and Sweden Noble. Noble were 14th, Dynamite was 16th, both on 4 wins again. I mean, the top 18, well, not the top 18, obviously, 7 through to 18 were all on 4 wins. So, it's all down to strength of schedule. And even from then on, kind of the 12 to 17 were all on the same strength of schedule. It then goes down to games won and control points. So it's tough, and it's separating teams by kind of those odd wins and odd losses, and decisions that could have gone one way or another. It is what it is. You play the game and you roll the dice, and what happens happens, really.
I've got to say, if you are going to sort anything, I still believe strength of schedule is the least worst way to do it.
Yeah, it's tough when you get matched up with a not a top level team, should we say? It's difficult to kind of put it in a tactful way, but
it's kind of balanced in a way, because if you're facing someone who is a weaker team, you're going to get the win, which is worth more than the strength of schedule.
Yeah.
So it always kind of balances out like that. Yes, it hurts your strength of schedule, but at the end of the day, you're getting the win.
There's a bit of an unfortunate occurrence with the with the solo masters. One of the chaps who was in the final, the top table in the final game, a chap by the name of Mark Hayes from Ireland, had ended up with 2 buys, not 2 buys, sorry, 2 play downs. Obviously, you should only ever play 1 play down in a tournament. So that was unfortunate, and kind of that hampered his strength of schedule. So unfortunately, he didn't win the final game, and he ended up coming in 5th. So that was unfortunate that happened. But again, it happened. The game was played. You could argue that if he didn't play the play down, he wouldn't have been in the final anyway, and someone else might have been there.
Yeah. This is kind of the an issue with Swiss tournaments, because the fairest way to do it would be have everyone play everyone, but at the end of the day, there's not enough time, so you have to kind of simulate how strong a field they've played against, and it's awkward to do that without measuring the same thing you're already measuring. Because a lot of people say, it should be based off CPs and APs. It's like, well, yes, but you've already got that in that they won, so they're generally going to be better. That's just measuring the same thing again. So it's a part of a whole rant that I'm sure will come around when the next Steamroller pack hits.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will.
Look forward to it immensely, he said, lying.
Shall we go through the results of the Solo Masters as well? Does anyone care for that?
If you've got it, 'cause, I mean, I did hear there were meant to be some some very strong players there, but
yeah, there were some good players there. I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as saying surprising, but the winner was Bernhard Bornatowicz. I've murdered his surname many times, but it's Bernhard of Templates and Widgets fame from Austria.
Oh, okay.
He's the guy behind templates and widgets.eu, I think it is. Maybe. I'm not sure. So he won it. Toby Nathan of England came in 2nd. Jerry Hodgson of Canada came in 3rd. Walter Langendorf of USA came in 4th. And then Mark Hayes from Ireland, the chap we mentioned who was in the final game, came 5th. Interestingly enough, though, he wasn't actually the lowest of the players on 5 wins. There were 2 players on 5 wins who had a lower strength of schedule than him.
That's people who've had opponents crash out in just like the first few rounds.
Yes, that's. Well, we didn't have anyone go in the first few rounds. We had, I think.
By crash out, I mean just play badly.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. So the earliest drops we had were effectively the end of day 1, when people didn't wake up in time for day 2.
I am shocked and appalled.
Yes.
And an interesting little thing we came across during the event, running the event, was that Tiebreak doesn't like people with apostrophes in their names.
It's like
There were a couple of Irish players with the surname O'Reilly, and every time you went to update their name, because everyone had kind of been put in with the first name, and obviously registered people who got their surnames down and put everyone into tiebreak. As we put these guys in, well, we were trying to do one, and it just wouldn't update it, and we were bemused as to why every time we went in, it just kind of didn't do anything. We went back to kind of how it was previously.
Sounds like a bit excessive buffer overflow prevention going on there, or yeah.
Shut technology.
Yeah,
Basically
absolutely shit technology.
It's trying to sanitize its inputs into the database.
Yes.
So that's something we need to feed back to Steph from Tiebreak. But yeah, we used Tiebreak for the Solo Masters. Worked like a dream the whole weekend. No issues at all.
If you do have an internet connection available, Tiebreak is a very good system to use.
Yeah, definitely.
More venues are capable of having that internet connection now, so that is good. And as well as that, it's good for actually getting the players their pairings quicker. Because I mean, at UK National Masters, there was no projector, there was no printout. It was just use your phones.
Yeah. This is what we're doing. If you can't find it, ask someone else who's got a phone.
Yes, exactly.
Everyone
got to the table sort of relatively quickly, and it worked. I mean, we ran so far ahead of schedule, it was frightening.
Well, there you go. It's probably because I was there.
So, okay.
But yeah, no,
sorry.
Good weekend. I got Florian Stitz, who is one of the artists for PP. I got him to draw me a Jagger inspired by Selma Hayek from Dusk Till Dawn.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. I'm quite chuffed with it. I keep saying I'm going to take a picture of it and post it on Twitter, but I'll endeavour to do so in the not too distant future.
Sort it out.
More nightmare fuel were it ever needed.
No,
I need to kind of.
She's quite demure and not revealing too much flesh. Just appropriate, really.
You're making it weird.
More weird.
More weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
no, it's good. I will post a picture of it at some point. I want to get something out there with that on. So.
Okay. Anything else to say about the WTC while we're here?
Everyone should try and go next year. It's going to be in the Netherlands next year. At kind of their equivalent to Centre Parks, I believe.
It would be a Centre Parks because they have Centre Parks in the Netherlands.
Oh, do they? Okay. Well, I don't think it is at a Centre Parks.
I think there's at least 2, if not 3, Centre Parks in the Netherlands.
Okay. I don't think it is actually going to be at a Centre Parks.
Okay.
It may be the Dutch national equivalent of Centre Parks.
Okay.
Obviously, Centre Parks. I don't know if it's a British company or yeah.
Belgium,
anyway.
I think.
Oh, Belgium, really?
I think so. It started over in France. It started in Belgium and Netherlands, I think.
Oh, really? You learn something new every day.
You not thought by the spelling that it wasn't British?
I hadn't ever really thought about it, but now you mention that, yes, that does seem quite a appropriate notion.
It is actually at a Centre Parks next year.
Oh, is it actually a Centre Parks?
Yeah, Centre Parks something.
Nice.
That.
He refused at the hurdle.
No, I
meant Mike and his pronunciation.
Not far from Amsterdam, I believe.
But,
How'd you cope, Alex?
Sorry?
How'd you cope?
I don't know. But yeah,
okay.
So that's all I've got to say. Kind of a PG's view of the WTC. I think if you want a view of players' views, players' opinions, there's going to be lots of podcasts of that out there. I'm sure the US guys have already done one. I know the Aussies have already done theirs, or at least the Warcast guys have done theirs. It's not Warcast anymore, it's Ozmachine, isn't it?
Yeah. I do believe as well that if you search YouTube or go to
there's tons of the
Trevor
games on there as well.
Christensen's Twitch channel, you'll find quite a few games archived there.
Yeah.
which I know I've already directed one person to because they wanted to see how what was it, Robin Mowkish played his Bradigus list. And I went, well, if you want to see how a good player plays Bradigus,
Watch the
there you
video.
go. So, yeah.
Fun times.
Okay, well, with that being said, I think it's time we go for a bit of a break. So we'll see you all on the other side.
Woo!
Indeed.
I need to blow my nose now.
You do that. You go, girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
Work that shit. I'm sorry for being horrifically underprepared.
That's quite
Don't
funny.
worry, I can edit it so you sound stellar.
No, you can't. No
I
one
am,
can do
however, going
that.
to get another drink.
How do you go? How does he go?
I don't know.
Oh.
Drinks excessively.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh, no. No, never mind. What is that? Oh, there we go. There she is. There she blows. It was International Talk Like a Pirate Day at the WTC, and everyone knows how much John Damaris loves pirate jokes.
Sorry?
Do you ever listen to Musical Minis?
No.
Okay.
I don't think I ever have.
Okay.
I think I did it very briefly and didn't like it.
All the cool kids listen to it.
I'm not really down with the cool kids.
Shot me, Kurt.
I just not. It's not my thing. You know, it's not my. It's not. It's not my jam. It's not my play style. I'm gonna start quoting on the podcast more. I think. I can't do the accent all the time.
We need to do a live podcast at SmogCon.
Yep. Live podcast. What, like this? Record a podcast, but have it streaming at the same time.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Get the PP guys in. Get John in. Move it in.
Do something on the Thursday, can't we?
Sorry?
No, Thursday's thing, because what I noticed last year, we're live, aren't we? But last year I noticed that there were like Epic Flail got an interview and stuff, but we had a whole advanced thing because we'd be there on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was non-competitive, casual, you know, elite card. It's just elite cards, right? It's elite cards, right? Where is it? Thing, could we?
Yeah. Coming to you from the best casual event in the world.
I need to relearn how to play.
You need to relearn how to. Kurt, come back. I need to relearn how to.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
I need to relearn how to play High Command.
Okay.
Because I'm working High Command for 2 days, so I need to learn how to play it again.
Yeah, it might be handy.
Might be.
Yeah. We'll speak to Mike when he gets back. See what he thinks about that.
Yeah. I think that'd be an awesome plan.
I'm sure Mike will veto it though.
Oh yeah, I don't think we let him.
Just carry on with him.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Lanissa Rissell.
Is that mounted girl?
No. Yeah, that might be Lanissa Rissell. That is
Mm.
Lanissa Rissell. That's not who I've got in my hand. It's the elf girl with the feathery cloak.
What's her name?
She's one of those minions that doesn't work for minions.
Yes. You don't see her very often at all.
No. In fact, she's been greatly.
Let's have a look.
who's going to get there first.
Is Vanessa
No,
Russell
Vanessa Russell, yeah. Vanessa Russell.
called then?
Anissa Raval is the other one.
And she's Legion.
Yeah.
That was a tie then there, I think.
Mm.
They're quite similar, aren't they?
I fancy playing a new faction.
What, Legion?
Well, maybe. I don't know, Legion, maybe. What's it called? Mercs. Maybe Retribution. Oh, what's up with Mike now? Give
In
him
a few minutes. Something's dropped out, and we apologise for the break in transmission. If anybody who's listening live, Mike's lost his recording, lost his connection. I mean, and will join us soon. Meanwhile, here is some music.
Do, 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 do.
Do, 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 boo, 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 do, do. And if that was out of sync, even better.
Oh, you'll be excited to know that both Manchester
You
United
broke up
and
then.
Manchester City won in Europe tonight.
I can barely contain myself. I'm glad I've sat down when you told me that.
Where's the United game? There we go. Who scored?
Yeah, mum.
Yes, you did actually. It's quite a performance from old Helen Smith. Putting, excuse me.
Twist. Actually, where's the music? Let's see if I find something on the phone. Even better idea.